has the air of a semifinal or a final match, and we get it in round two.
Very, very exciting. And we see Frank taking his pep pills as we have our 3, 2, 1, and pills. Nice opening board for Packy there. He gets to lay down pills flat and have some nice, easy clears.
Yeah, little high stacked on that right side, and I know that's going to affect him, especially with very limited access to blue. Just in that previous situation, he does have that blue garbage overhanging. He can turn that into a double horizontal clear, and Packy very much of the just brute strength kind of school of Dr. Mario, where he just down presses into oblivion. Frank's a little bit more nuanced, very good board vision, as we're seeing on display here. Although Frank not getting any yellow help, and he could really use a double yellow, and he's going to get it over on that
Mm,
right side. And look at this cascade.
yeah, that was fantastic. Both of them holding out for quite some time for a particular plan that you could see forming. And Packy's was on the top right hand side, and Frank's, of course, was on that left with a bigger cascade than Packy's. So Frank with a slight lead, but both of them building down. And look at the middle of this board, JB. As soon as Packy gets a red, lots of good stuff's going to happen.
Yeah,
Boom.
I thought that was a misdrop, but bam, just
Nope.
absolutely wipes it out. It is 7-2 here. Packy kind of just playing that big combo. We don't normally see that out of Packy.
hmm
Packy usually likes just to go for those little quick plays. Frank out first at a minute 25. Packy not too far behind here. He's got good setups here, and really just has a lot of flexibility. He's going to go for the short stack, just needing a red, and he'll be out next as well. And there's the red out at a minute 40. Both these players into 9 very quickly. Though now, as I say, at a 9 virus advantage for Frank. Very limited yellow accessibility for Frank, however.
He did have a fat log with blue and yellow on the top right hand side of the board, and that did clear out all of the yellow access. Now you see, I think Frank is really hoping for the horizontal with these reds here. I think he'd love a fat log with the red blue, obviously clearing out from underneath. I didn't quite see that, but I think there's a lot of horizontals here in Frank's future. Meanwhile, it looks like Packy's actually setting up for kind of the same thing. If he drops some yellows here, um, he could have a good horizontal game going too.
Yeah, Packy's trying to be flexible with those yellows. There's just not a lot of yellow access immediately for him, and he's got a blockade. Looks like up in row number 6, so gonna have to clear things out here, and really doesn't have a lot of access to the bottom of the board. He is gonna have to clear through it rather than
Mhm.
around it. Meanwhile, Frank with a nice little combo drop, and might be setting up here for a drop combo himself, and that looks like to be the case here as he absolutely knocks that out of the park. Down to 10 viruses here,
Mhm.
getting a short stack and just plowing through this 9.
Yeah, I mean, these plays are so efficient at the bottom of Frank's board. Notice horizontal after horizontal possible, and he's building one for the reds at the bottom. Ooh, is he signaling that he's going to do the blue and the yellow as well? This is very interesting. Yeah, he's wrecked it a
Oh,
little bit. Oh, you don't often see that from Frank with those big plans, so he's going to have to simplify. That's going to give Packy an opportunity to catch up here, and it looks like he's building a horizontal of his own with those blues. Drops it, but you see him shaking his head because that red in column 5 is buried now.
it is buried, and the play is there's really no good play here. He's either going to have to just elect or hope for a double red here. That'll help him out as he will get the combos off. Now he does have a little bit of access. He will have to combo down or hope for a double red, and there you go. Oh, doesn't take it. I thought he would go down into column 5 with that, the easier clear. So he is going to have to combo down or hope for that double red.
Mhm. He's going for one more yellow. He'll have it. Meanwhile, Frank not getting a super fast start here on this level 10. There's been a lot of drill plays, not a ton of opportunity to build those really long ranging combos that he would like because of how much red yellow there was on that board. But that was a really nice tuck there to take out some red. And now a little bit more diversity here on this board at the beginning of 10. I think Packy or Frank's getting it going.
Yeah, and Frank's kind of just been leaving a little bit of red garbage right in the middle of that board. Nice swim there by Frank, as he's really the red axis for him is quite limited, and he elects to go for the garbage off the board first. I think at this point in the board, that's probably the good play. And it looks like he's going to signal that he's going to vertically drop red to red there. And that's exactly
Hmm.
what he does, down to 10 viruses to go here. And Frank has very limited red, just the one red over in row number 2. But meanwhile, Packy's just having a real rough go of it. It's just red spikes or red garbage all along his board here. So, and just so much red on this board. It's going to be
Yeah.
really, really tough to recover here.
Yeah, and exactly. As you said, it is spiky. He had things that basically were just going to cause a little bit of drop time. Um, and that there was no way around that. So we're seeing Packy trying to navigate building up a yellow on column 6. And yeah, it's just going to be a little bit slow going. Same actually for Frank here. He did have to adjust his plan. And now finally he's out at a 527 there for into level 11. But Packy, oh, very far behind now at this point.
This is unconventional for Packy. Packy is usually just on his game here, but whether it was RNG or a misplay, this is a nice combo that he's going to get. But he's very, very much behind the 8 ball here, as Frank is just absolutely torching through here. Has that spire of red garbage, but it's a 3 stack, which is the most flexible thing you have when you're dealing with garbage. You can just kind of work around it however you need to. We're seeing him work around it beautifully. They're very limited access to blue now. Savages. We're just north of 6 minutes.
Mhm. Yeah, but he's got plenty of time to work with. Packy's still waiting for some red. He's getting it now. He just needs one more. Come on. Of course not. Wow. Okay, he's going to get it. He's out at a 621. Frank is at 23 viruses. This is really disappointing because we saw Packy really adjusting his strategy in that first level in a way that was very, very exciting. So I with RNG and a couple of misdrops, that put an end to this game, the game he was playing so far. But yeah, let's see if he can make a dent in this lead.
It does feel academic. However, most of the center of Frank's board is surrounded by yellow, especially on that lower left side. So, just not getting the yellow that he needs to get through this, a double yellow would be very fortuitous. And while it is coming next, he does elect to deal with garbage. And now he has, got the fat log there, a little bit skewed fat log. So did ruin his plans a little bit here, but he can easily work around things. He's going to have to get a little creative to get those double blues. I think he may be electing to go vertically on them at this point. And that seems to be the play here, as again, this seems academic, as it's just a few viruses to go here. Looks like Frank's really just needing to get this last yellow, and then he can really go to town.
Mhm. Yeah, and I'm not sure whether he's the double red gives him the opportunity to both underclear and lay one yellow down on top. He tucks it, and he's going to be out at 740. Packy with 18 viruses left to go. Still a lot of red here on the top line and high up a sloping board. So that is, that's always a slow position to be in your mid game.
Yeah, and
So that's unfortunate.
it sounds like Packy voicing his frustration with a shucky darn or two as we get into game number 2 here. It's deep breath, and we've seen this before. Packy plays phenomenally well from behind, especially after taking a loss. He just seems to turn on another gear. So hopefully we'll see that here. We're just waiting on readies here from our players here. It might be a little hot over there in Packy land as well.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Summer. We've got readies from both players. When I was a kid, I loved Summer. Now I'm an adult, not so much. Uh, all right, we're gonna do it in 3, 2, 1, and pills here. Game number 2, 8-11 between the three-seeded Frank FC and 6-seeded Packy 619. Off we go. Good boards for both players. A lot of double opportunities. We like seeing that early on.
Mhm. Yeah, and both of them have some interesting horizontal opportunities as well. I'm curious to see. Oh, that double yellow for Packy shows up just a little bit late. He could have taken the top of that board out on the right-hand side with a horizontal. I'm really curious to see what Frank does here. He does get a double blue. He's going to be able to drop down. Very nicely done, 23, but Packy has a little bit of a lead at 18.
Packy was playing very patiently, waiting for a red yellow, or excuse me, a blue yellow, and he did get it. Got himself a nice tee. And while his board's a little bit scattered vertically, he does have options. The optimal end is likely that double red down in row one, but Packy's going to need some blue here to really help him out. He is getting it, but double blue on both sides. It's both a bane and a blessing because you'd really just love the double blue just to knock it out, but it's one of the least common pills in Dr. Mario.
Mhm. Course. You've been hearing that quite a bit tonight, that blue doesn't show up as much as you would like it to. But let's see, Packy down to 3, and of course, just needs blue. Whereas Frank has been, trying to build some plans. It's kind of been unclear at some of the points, like what is the best way to go here. But look at this beautiful cascade in column 1. And yeah, I'd love this blue yellow to show up, and he does a nice drill clear. And so he's going to be out with just 2 more. You saw him hesitate a little bit. He was waiting for that next box. He's out at a 136.
And Packy is just absolutely turning on the jets right now, uh, making making more use of the board vision than normal. Packy very much usually a top row, bottom row kind of clear player. He just likes to get everything off the top of the board. We're seeing him really flex his muscles here. He is holding on to an 8 virus lead. Not a lot of blue access for him, as he is going to get a nice little double combo off on that right side and setting up a little bit of a combo. And I like this. Okay, he's just going to cascade it down, tuck those blues in nicely to bed, and has a really good board here. 12 to go. It's clustered, but not in a way that's unmanageable.
Hmm. Yeah, but he's got a little bit of something for anything that comes his way. Look at this, setting up the horizontal. That is good board vision there. And he's got a 15 virus lead over Frank right now. And looks like maybe is Packy gonna hold out for a double blue? I think he probably won't because of this blue yellow that's showing up and a couple of them making the short stack possible. On Frank's side, he's looking probably for a blue red to take out the bottom of his formation there. You see the double blue coming. There he goes. He tucks it down, and that's going to help his plans advance. But he needs a ton of red, JB.
Absolutely, a ton of red here is Packy. A little bit off to a shaky start. Excuse me, virus wise, but getting this big clear
Mm.
horizontally really opening up the board. But now zero access to red along that top line, and red's going to have to be something he needs to dig for. He's going to be wanting to focus that left side. That's where he can really get a lot of red here. But he's basically playing half a pill half right now, as he's just trying to get access to red. Finally gets it over on that right side.
Say, as we've been saying several times, this is a really interesting play from Packy. It doesn't look like the Packy that we're used to seeing. It's very, very cool. I think a lot of us have really noticed that the meta is you've got to really build layers. And so that's what all of us are trying to adapt to. Meanwhile, Frank, on the left of your screen, lots of horizontal opportunities. I think you see that maybe he can build something for these blues on, yes, the left hand side, and he does. Very nicely done. And he's going to be going for short stacks probably on the right.
Packy has options here on his side, as he's holding on to just an incredible lead right now. He's going to combo down and has, again, just tons of play options here. He could pretty much do whatever he needs to do here, and
Oh,
he's
Frank, look at
free and
this.
clear.
Oh, look at this combo. Oh, there we go. A T
There's the
into a
combo.
double T.
Oh,
Wow. That is strong T. Woo.
that's the kind of tea that keeps you up for hours. But Packy
Yeah.
out at a 433 going into 11 first. Frank has narrowed this lead down to 5. He has one virus set up. He's going to have to go for full clears on everything else. Getting that blue off the board and opening up another underclear, reducing that drop time, even a smidge of drop time. Very, very important, as Frank is going to be out at a 453. It is about a 10 virus lead. As I say that, Packy clears a few more off, but this is a speed player's dream on Frank's side.
Oh my
So
gosh.
many double clears. Packy could be in trouble.
Yeah, but Packy's been laying down some good combos to start off this level. Now he needs to get red. He needs to get it now. But luckily, it's coming to clear out the center of that board. That's the area that Packy's going to pay attention to open up that diversity. So, and he is doing that. And he's got the opportunity. If he gets a red yellow, it's going to be really good for him on the right hand side. Gets a double red, just a double blue, very nice, and a short stack. So things are coming for Packy while he's being patient.
Yeah, that blue yellow or that red yellow is absolutely going to blow this board open and really just get the
Yes.
combo. There it is. Boom. He's going
Hmm.
to get it down to 11 here, and it's playing mostly clean board. The red virus is probably going to in row one's probably going to have to be done horizontally at this juncture, and I
Hmm.
think Packy knows that as he is going to go for it now, and then just pay attention to his right side of the board. Really needing red here, just anywhere, and finally is going to get a half a piece and going to get the double. That opens things up more, has the blue horizontal if he wants it.
Oh,
And Frank is down to 6 here. Who's going to take this 618 to 617? It
oh
is
my
just
goodness.
going
It
to
is
be
Frank.
Frank pulling out the victory last second. Packy was playing so strong, but just an absolute
Oh,
heartbreaker of a end game on his 11. He's going to be out at a 633.